I think people were surprised to see you in the album artwork with a lot of red and some rags. And did you feel like people had a negative reaction to that, but you were just like, fuck it, I'm doing my thing regardless?
If you remember, Coog Nut kept a red flag. You know what I'm saying? This was Kumi.
Sure.
This was Coog Nut. This was everything we idolized. You feel me? Black Gorilla family. Shout out to Black Gorilla family. This was Kumi. This was the 415 thing. You know what I'm saying? And then my bounty hunter Bloodstain came in after that.
Oh, Blood, you was not from the set. On Nixon Gardens. On Payne, you was not from the set, champ. On Hunters, we don't even wear gold hair, none of that, champ. Like, stop playing with the hood, champ. On Bunny Hunters for something really, like, you feel me? Stop playing with the hood, champ. This shit for real. Niggas struggling and going through shit. You playing with the hood.
See, this right here is the very reason why from up north stay out the politics, right? It's like adding more onto your plate. For one, we players. For two, it's like going backwards, right? Being that, you know, the whole gangbang literature supposedly come from the Black Panthers and this, that, and the third, right?
Wait, somewhere else, Blood, stop playing with the hood. On Blood, stop playing with the hood.
You feel what I'm saying? Everybody say I was supposed to fall in the lap of Jama and Big Ten, but I fell in the lap of Pyru. And they go our allies with 415, with this penitentiary thing and this up north thing.
Right.
Yep, I didn't feel nothing. This was Click Clack Gang. This was what I was pushing. This was what everybody respected, and that's what it was. I didn't feel no different.
It seems different, though, down where y'all from. Like, it ain't gangs, it's blocks.
Yeah, it's
everybody
neighborhoods.
Crews, it's neighborhoods.
It's neighborhoods. It's
They
neighborhoods.
don't really like gang bang. You know what I'm saying? It's families.
It's not a
blocks.
Crip and Blood thing in the Bay Area, bro. It's where you from, what city you from, what neighborhood you from in that city.
Yeah.
And that's what it always been, bro. You know, we had to, for years, it's crazy, because for years, bro, we had to really, you know, we one of the few neighborhoods that's a real neighborhood that don't got that. We had to.
And I ain't gonna lie, bro. A lot of that shit, like a lot of the complaints about what Messy Marv was doing and this, that, and the third, come across like trying to dictate in life.
Fight that shit out. Our hood for years, our section, the Bay Area, you know, we went through a lot. And it wasn't like the flags didn't come down there. They used to try to come down there flagging and doing all that. Yeah. But it was up to us as the older OGs. Even my son, and you know, we had to jump out on them at one time. Like, hey, nah, we're not doing that out here. Don't
really
start that.
Bloods and Crips were trying to take over blocks over there, and the blocks
so
kind
much
of
trying to take over, just the following.
The influence.
The influence. You know, everybody seeing it. Everybody want to be part of it. Everybody got a cousin from somewhere. They come down to the neighborhood, and he hanging in the neighborhood now. So we had, you know, times where the neighborhood had to go through some, make sure that, you know, that this don't get took over. You know, it was one of them things. But here to this day, the Bay Area has never been known for Crips and Bloods. It's always been a neighborhood thing.
That, you know, we're much more than that, you know. We were one city that didn't allow Crips and Bloods to come in here and migrate us and take us over.
Okay.
Now, and that's another part of it, right? We want to have our own identity, this, that, and the third. It kept a lot of that shit away as well. But I ain't gonna lie, like, it's some discrepancies about whether or not it was really gang banging or maybe it was just a brief intermission. And it was at that point that we decided, like, this is how we moving going forward forever type shit, you know?
That's something I always wondered about, and that's kind of the impression I got, is that we wasn't having that.
Wasn't having it. Ain't having it now.
Yeah, because our neighborhood structure was already gamed up.
Exactly.
Already with the business.
Yeah.
And we wasn't about to just go sign up to put a rag on. But do you know of that actually people trying to attempt to do that up here?
I don't think that they tried it because they knew that it was people like, you know, people in Oakland. You had Little D, you had Ant Flowers, you know, you had guys like that, you know, that just wasn't going to go for it.
Yeah, I actually wanted to get your thoughts or your history with another Fillmore artist, which is Messy Marv. Did you ever have any relationship with Mess?
Yeah, man. What? When the people heard me diss Mess on a song or two, but it wasn't like that. Like, Mess tried to turn it to a Blood. We from Fillmore, man. This is an honor.
Just wanted the world to know that no Crips and Bloods here, but we still get down to it.
I be places. Got all the jewelry and shit on. Niggas done got on me. Crips. Them got on me. I'm talking about in numerous places. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck you talking about, bro? Like, oh, nigga, whoa, you, D-Mo, Meth, Phil. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, see, for a nigga from the Bay, it's kind of like picking sides is counterproductive. You get what I'm saying? Picking either side, Blood or Crip, is counterproductive to the movement of forwarding or the community just as a whole type shit. But
You know what I'm saying? I don't that the impact that he made, it didn't say that he a Blood. You know what I'm saying? Especially me who be in these penitentiaries and shit like that. That shit is, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, because even in prison, I'm from Fillmore, you got Blood coming up to me like, oh yeah, Bloody Waters. And I'm like, nah, I'm from Fillmore. It's the back. Like, no disrespect to them, but nah, I'm not, you know, Messy Marv was just, he with y'all. Messy Marv with y'all. You know, he a Blood. But me and my niggas is not. It hinder a culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because other people don't know, they just listening to the music. You know what I'm saying? So they like, oh, Fillmore is Bloods, for she's not.
One thing that has always separated the...
I mean, do it really hinder a culture or do not click enough hinder a culture? You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, even though we, you know, it's neighborhood based, it's still basically similar, especially now. Like, it's like clicks and this, that, and the third, and niggas are gangbanging, essentially, right? And it's like, if you gonna go backwards, right, which was the whole point of not trying to join any of these organizations in the first place, right, then shit, you might as well be a Blood or a Crip. You know, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of the complaints about Messy Marv and what he was doing with his life was niggas hating.
Bay Area from places like Los Angeles is that Northern California historically never operated under the traditional Bloods versus Crips infrastructure the way down south did. Cities like San Francisco, Oakland, Vallejo, Richmond, and Sacramento built their own neighborhood-based identities, movements, and alliances that weren't dictated by nationally branded gang politics. That independence is a cultural cornerstone up here, and a point of pride that a lot of people feel was earned through resistance. So when Messy Marv, a rapper who openly reps Fillmore in San Francisco, decided to publicly align himself under the Bloods umbrella, many locals viewed it as more than just a personal decision. They saw it as a...
And I can understand that, right? But at the same time, like I say, if we not moving forward, we moving backwards. So that's why it just come across as like niggas was just hating on Mess and just nitpicking, basically. But I understand it, though. Like, and I appreciate the work that come before us put in, right? But it's like majority rule. We already know that.
Contradiction to the Bay's long-standing stance of autonomy. To some, it came off as importing Southern California politics into a region that intentionally fought to avoid that structure. In a place where neighborhood identity outweighs color-coded affiliations, that move felt like a departure from tradition. Now, to be fair, his reputation issues don't stem solely from that affiliation. Messy Marv has had a number of controversies over the years that shaped public perception. However, that alignment did appear to create a subtle but noticeable shift in how he was received locally. It wasn't always outright rejection, more like a lowered level of cultural respect, or people looking at him sideways for stepping outside of what many consider Bay norms. There's also a real-world implications component. When a public figure ties a specific neighborhood, like Fillmore, to a national gang identity, it can unintentionally misrepresent the area to outsiders. Someone from out of state might now assume Fillmore is universally Blood-affiliated, which is inaccurate. That kind of perception gap can create unnecessary risk for residents who have nothing to do with those politics, but may now be profiled or approached under false assumptions.
And that's a good point, bro. Shout out in your business. But look, I wanted to get into this other little clippy clip.
Oh, the owner is around. I almost got scared. I'm like, oh. We was like the only neighborhood in San Francisco. They was banging, like gang banging, like Crips and Bloods, like this. So Cottrell Hill in the 80s, and you can Google it up. You can look it up. But Trill Hill in the 80s, they was Crips. Our OGs, his uncles, KB, Ollie B, feel me, Marv, you feel me? They was real crippin', and you know, they was added with another hood that was claiming they was Bloods at the time in San Francisco.
There are dozens of known gangs operating inside the city, and they are said to defend their territories fiercely, even if it means death. There are about 30 active street gangs in San Francisco, but 4 of them are dominant, police sources say. Potrero Hill, also known as the West Side Crips, took over Connecticut and Missouri streets on the southern side of Potrero Hill. They're a small group, notorious for assaults on police officers.
This was in the 80s, mid-80s, like, you know, 84.
So you see what I mean about the discrepancies, right? But we gonna keep it lit.
85, yeah, something like that, yeah. It just didn't last long. It didn't last long. It was just a fad, you know, but it was serious, though. Valencia Gardens, you know, shout out to the VGs. Got some comrades down there, you feel me? But back in the 80s, it was serious between Potrero Hill and them, you know, with like my dad, his grandpa generation and stuff like that. And then the crazy thing about it, the school that everybody went to from up here and down there was in their neighborhood. So imagine you in the height of a war going to school in your enemy's neighborhood. You get what I'm saying?
What squashed all that, or what kind of put that? Because you said it didn't
money.
last long.
You know, everybody wanted to get money. This a $1 billion spot, that was $1 billion spot. Why we funking when we can get money? How the city is now is just go off your family. You can be from anywhere. And you know, if your family, most of your family from this side, okay, you rocking with your family. You get what I'm saying?
So as you can see, bro, at some point in time, it was some, you know, right? It was a limbo. And I hear that about a lot of cities in the Bay, right? Where, you know, I always see certain niggas who was like, who might have been from somewhere in LA and, you know, 1 or 2 of them, right? But yeah, it wasn't never like they was like the most popular or like, you know, they had heavy influence over even a group of niggas. You get what I'm saying? I understand, you know, like I say, bro, wanting to preserve a culture and this, that, and the third. But look at the culture now. Like, it seemed like even with the Ivy movement, just kind of like dismantled that. And I don't understand it. It's like we don't preserve, we haven't preserved nothing though, really. You get what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, how we come in this, that, and the third. But like I say, majority rules and it's strength in number. But a lot of, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I still feel like a lot of the niggas' frustrations towards mess was just jealousy. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho,